Thank
you. All right. Can you hear me, Radhika? Yes, you are still
Yeah,
on.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Radhika, tell everyone the topic. If I'm not mistaken, the topic is just a
Yeah,
second. What's this meeting?
today we are talking about
Okay.
self-reliance and self-dependence.
Wonderful. This is an extremely important theme. I can very clearly remember as a young boy, I remember asking the mother, regarding this idea to depend on the divine, the faith in the divine, the trust in the divine, and to what degree we are dependent on the divine. And her answer was that sure, this entire creation is a divine creation, therefore we are dependent in that sense. But she says the fact is that we have to be dependent on the divine, and if we believe in the divine, we know that the divine is also within us. And so if you depend on the divine within you, which is now the difference, watch out. These are just words when you say we are dependent on the divine who is within you. But she says, and I said, then how do I identify? How do I know that the divine is there and all that? And she says, this is it, my child. This is why the concept of consciousness, what Shobinde is talking about, the supramental consciousness also, but just talking of consciousness as such or awareness, is that if you are aware of the divine presence, then, and you truly trust and believe totally in the divine, and this becomes part of your fact of life, like to you, your 10 fingers are normal, they belong to you, they are on your body, your arms and legs, and everything you identify yourself with, and say, this is my nose, this is my knee, or my ear. The same way, if you feel that kind of relationship with the divine within you, then you know that you are dependent. When you say I'm dependent, meaning I'm dependent on the divine within me because He's almighty. And the dependence of my muscular power depends on my muscles. But this dependence, this feeling that I am in control of my life, I'm getting done things that I want to do the way I want to do, this comes through this consciousness that you and the divine are one. And this is our main problem. I want all of you who are listening to this seminar to really concentrate on this fact that if you see your concept of spirituality, your belief in your God is a phenomenon where there is God and there is you. It's a two-sum story. But it should not be a two-sum story. It is not a story between you and God. It's you who is in fact or in reality the divine within you. Your soul is your true identity. And this soul, what we call soul, is, as his mother has also explained to me, the divine presence. And then if you ask the mother, what is the divine? And she says, my child, divine is a state of consciousness. It is the supramental consciousness. It is this Brahmanic consciousness through which all life was created, everything. And these are incredible, incredible words. There's an incredible message which inspires me because that says to me, I don't have to search, I don't have to look for, I don't have to do something to achieve. All I have to do is become conscious of the fact that the divine is within me and identify myself with the divine and not make a difference. There is no distance between me and the divine. In other words, the divine is me, I am the divine. This comes not through the arrogance of many dictators and so on who thought that they are God or whatever, and they want to conquer this world and dominate over us. No, that's ego. This concept of being divine or having the divine presence within you is a state of consciousness where you are in harmony with your soul, and it's not your biological brain, instinct, and impulses that are guiding you, but this divinity within you, the soul, the aspect, the this Brahmanic consciousness, which is within you, which is the soul, is guiding you, controlling you, and you are that, and you become one with that. So it's not two things. It's not me and the mother, me and Sri Aurobindo. It's us. Mother and me is one. Sri Aurobindo, me, mother, all three of us, just one. For me, I do not personify the divine. And this is important that you learn this. The divine is a state of consciousness. And then when you identify yourself with the divine, then you will understand who the mother is, who Sri Aurobindo is, and what do they specifically represent. Okay? Because that then makes it far easier for you to become one with the divine, because now you have an image. This is why in Hinduism, these wise saints, the wise men of India, created centuries and millions of years ago, perhaps, this concept of gods, giving each of the divine facets, each of these divine energies, an image. So basically, Krishna, who is also image of love, but also a versatile God that helps you in many, many different aspects. Shiva, Vishnu, Durga, all of them are this one consciousness, but specific aspect of that consciousness and specific powers. And these Hindu saints or whoever they were, these wise men, gave to each one an image, so it makes it easy for us. And for me, I don't look for an image of the divine. I just think of the mother and Sri Aurobindo, and I'm in a divine state. There is an image, but you will reach a point eventually where you don't even need to see the mother or imagine her or visualize the mother or Sri Aurobindo. Even if you just say Om Namo Shri Ma, or even if you say Shri Ma or Ma, and feel her, then every cell of your body will resound, will vibrate with this divine luminous light of the Divine Mother. Like when I asked her, how this dependence, when you're talking of reliance and dependence, how can we depend on the divine? What is this? And she says, my child, dependence on the divine has to be through the dependence of you to yourself, through this consciousness that the divine is within you. So you're depending on yourself and you're not giving up everything to the divine. And this I've seen in India, unfortunately, too much, that everybody who's religious, in moments of the difficulties and everything, they say, I'll leave it in the hands of the divine, of God. And this is good. It's a good attitude, but it's a blind attitude. If they would then say, I'm leaving it in the hands of the divine, and I'm going to do it, and that's the difference, I'm going to do it. And I put it in their hands. But I have to do what I'm asking the divine to do. And this is dependence on yourself, and yourself is not this ego, but this divine within you, this presence of the divine within you. And the more you do this, and the more you feel the mother, Sri Aurobindo, or whomever you worship, when you start, if you're a worshipper of Shiva, and you feel his absolute fantastic energy within you, you see you have the power of Lord Shiva, and nothing in your life will block your way. Nothing, no one. And you don't have to fight for it. You don't have to sweat for it. It is just the state of consciousness, the state of being within. That he is there, you are him, he is you. And now you are activating him by becoming him. And we do this very well. The actors do this very well when we are playing the theater, when we are doing drama. That the more the person identifies, more the actor identifies himself with the character that he's playing, the more real he becomes to the public, because then you can really see and feel the energy of that particular person that this actor is playing. Yeah. And you do that in spirituality. You become one with the divine. This beats all your meditations, all your prayers, all your worshipping and all that. But even your prayers and worshipping and all that, if done in the right attitude, in the right state of consciousness, you see that they also have this beauty of it. That it is like, what are two lovers if they don't kiss? Okay? So, what is my romance with the divine if I don't worship him? If I don't bring him flowers and do puja? You know? What is this wonderful Hindu phenomena where the children love their mother as somebody divine? The wife is adored by the husband as somebody really, really precious. And we do this, then makes life not only spiritual, but so romantic, so beautiful, so colorful. But people have made their faith in something, it is the link between suffering and self-realization. And it has a lot to do with suffering and very little to do with love and joy and emotion and passion for the divine. I have seen people go to temple, and I can see because one can see energies, one can see people's feelings and emotions, and one can almost see or feel the vibrations, what they're going through. And all these people turn to the divine because they think and believe that the divine can help them. And divine does. And they go there. But they're missing an extremely important point: how they go, in what state of consciousness they go, and what is their rapport, inner rapport with the divine. It's not enough just to bring flowers, not enough to do sacrifices, not enough just to celebrate, but to truly feel, to experience the divine within oneself. And it's a lovely thing when you can, when you can play with the divine, when you can sing and dance with the divine. That, to me, is far more powerful than you putting divine on an altar and you're praying to him and asking him for solving your problems or making you realize what you want to realize. I don't want you to fight in life. I don't want you to struggle in life. All I want you to do is start experiencing life through this divine presence within you. And not the divine somewhere in the sky, not the divine at the samadhi or the altar or the temple, but the divine that is within you and in your consciousness. And this is the beauty of it, because then consciousness is not something molecular. So it's very easy, you know. This is an emotion, it is a vibration, it's a frequency, it is a state of being, of creation. Like the sound of Om. It's a sound that creates. And your relationship with the divine should be this vibration, this fantastic frequency. So coming back to reliance and dependence, you have to have faith in yourself, depend on yourself, but with this consciousness that in you is this divine strength, which is giving you the power to achieve what you want to achieve. If, I don't think so will ever happen, but if ever I wrote down my biography, everything that I've done, everything that I've experienced, then one would say, my God, how is it possible? It's incredible. How on earth did you manage to do all this? How on earth did you manage to experience all this? That the only answer I can give is because I did it with the divine within me. It is Lord Shri Krishna in me, Lord Shiva, the Divine Mother, Lord Shobinda, When I removed obstacles with a certain amount of zest, courage, and even perhaps something like an anger, it was with the power of Mother Durga, And this is something so beautiful. Why don't people use all this? We use all these incredible gadgets like this laptop on which I'm talking to you. We use our cell phones and we use cars and airplanes. Yes, we use bombs to destroy, but we don't have to use bombs and destroy. We can eliminate these obstacles through the power of the divine within us. Remember, I'm always talking of the divine within us because that is the best and the safest and the nearest place where the divine can be, because we are part and particle of the divine. And this, dear friends, should be through your state of consciousness, that you can come to this state where you feel that the divine is within you. Sure, you maintain your identity as a person, so that you treat people nicely, that you are polite, that you are conventional as it should be, respect our laws and our social way of living, respect the society and its norms, even at times though they are not very logical or correct, but it maintains harmony. The moment I dance out of this harmony of social life, then I start creating problem because people like that we are all harmonious. So I can be myself within me. But I dress like everybody else. I don't run around naked just because I think, hey, my body is a divine body. No, society requires here, at least, that you are decently dressed out of respect for society and social norms. And this is the beauty of spirituality, that you don't have to be dressed in the saffron clothes and long beard or whatever, or sing japas all day. How boring. Mother told me that there is no difference in life. Either life is spiritual or people are not living. So those who are not spiritual, they are not living. They're not doing something unspiritual. It's just they are not living. Life is spirituality. And spirituality, what does it mean? The spirit. And you're living through the spirit and not through the biology of this human body and the nature and its impulses and its reactions of the body, or the impulse of the body. And we will not enjoy life as much if we lived only the biological aspect of this life, which majority of humanity is doing, just living a biological life. And that's why there's so much suffering. That's why there's war. That's why there's conflict. That's why there's lack of harmony. So people don't have to know how to read and write. People don't have to read what Mother and shouldn't have said. They just have to be conscious that the divine is within them, that they are living a divine life in a material body with material pleasures and joys of life, good food, good clothes, good perfumes, beautiful flowers, beautiful colors. And this is why also Mother's ashram was a beautiful place. When Mother was there was so much laughter and joy. Everything was so luminous. If you saw the saris the Mother wore, the perfume Mother used, you say, oh, Yes, this is how it should be always. Everybody should be dressed like that. Everybody should feel like that. And there was not this idea that we have to be ascetic, that we should not do this, we should not do that, we should not eat this. No, she was very aware of what we eat and what we don't eat, but not through religious beliefs or something, but through question of health. That for her was very important. Look, simple things like silence when you're eating is a spiritual practice. Because now you can enjoy, you're conscious of the food you're eating and the divine energy in that what you're eating, and you're tasting, and how delicious all these things are. But we just gulp it down and say, I had a fantastic lunch. People are doing business. And people are also working, but they're also business people. If they too do it with this awareness of the divine presence and the presence of Sri Lakshmi, which is the energy of money or wealth, it would make such a huge difference on their health, their happiness, and also the level of prosperity. But if they see money, as notes, as so many hundred, so many lakhs, so many crores, that is mathematics, that is accounting. But if you say, this is the blessings of Sri Lakshmi on my business, on my family, on me, When people like Vishal and Giant, they are doing a divine business. They are dressing the world with wonderful material, silk. They're involved in something that is very, very precious for our society, for the beauty of our culture. What would Hinduism be without its beautiful saris and beautiful clothes that our Indian women wear? It is something so divine, so artistic. And they create these people in the business of clothing. And it is not just money-making business, it is something fantastic. They are clothing God's children. Yeah. And when they become conscious of these things, that what they're producing is something very precious, something very beautiful, it gives them greater joy, removes the negative effect of stress and hard work, because it is hard work, very hard work. If I could teach the weaver who has to weave, who also is working hard, that he, with every movement he makes, is like he's doing pranam to the divine, to Sri Lakshmi, or to Mother Earth, or to matter. That reminds me of this devotee of the divine, of God, let's say, of Lord Shiva, asking, who is your favorite devotee? And God points out to a poor farmer farming in the heat of India, sweating, toiling his dry soil from morning to night. And he says, he is my favorite devotee. And so the devotee of Lord Shiva says, oh, how can it be? I pray to you. I'm all the time at your feet. I do everything for you. How come he's? And the divine Lord Shiva told him, explained to him, look, he is toiling his soul hard under the sun. He's sweating. But the first thing he does when he wakes up, he thinks of me. And while he's tilting the soil and really stressing his body, working hard and sweating, he's repeating my name. And therefore, he is my favorite devotee. What you do is this. You're there. You're doing puja to me. You're turning around me. You're flattering me. You're making me compliments. But he has to work hard. He's sweating. But in spite of his hard work, he is repeating my name. And to me, it is so beautiful to repeat the divine's name within me, in my consciousness. While I'm doing things, it's fun. Not because it's hard or because it's easy. It is because it makes everything I do, like this seminar also. What a divine occasion to talk to people about things that can make their life a luminous life. Make them enjoy what they eat and what they do. Make them prosper. And all these things are done through energies. So what I explain, what I'm teaching you, what you're seeing and hearing has to do with energy. And it's the energy of what I'm talking about. So if I'm talking about spirituality, it's spiritual energy. But if I was talking about a war that I'm involved in with my neighbor, then I'm talking of war. And it's not the same thing. These are different energies and different frequencies. So you can feel and say, hey, see, Madhuji is telling us something that is different than just ordinary news. And this news that I'm talking about is the presence of the divine within you. Feel whomever you worship is there. And people like those who do, like Vishal and Jayant, who really earn their money, producing things, working hard. Their parents who have sacrificed their life and created this business. They created this business because deep within themselves, they were truly very close to the divine. They did not know all the writings of Mother and Sri Aurobindo and perhaps the Bhagavad Gita and all that. But they were honest people who said, if we sweat and work hard, then the divine blesses us with results. They were dependent on themselves. They did not just go to temples and pray all day and say, please make silk for us. No chance. The weaver, if he stays home and says, Lord, please do the weaving for me, no chance. No, he has to depend on himself. He has to have faith in himself, reliance and dependence on himself. He goes, he does it. And if I can manage to explain him in his simple words, feel with every stroke of movement you do that you are caressing the divine, you're touching his feet or something like that. Very romantic ideas, but it works. It works. Try it and you'll see. See behind everything you do, and especially when you see that you're getting things done, you will see that there is magic. That the results are the result of something magical, miraculous. And that is this action of the divine that goes into action only when you go into action. This was also Mother's word. Mother said, the divine on his own can do absolutely nothing. It's you. It's not the divine who says this is right, don't do this, and that is wrong, don't do that. It is you who have to decide what is right, and to do, when you do that, what is right, automatically you are blessed through the law, the divine Brahmanic law of karma, cause and effect. So you cooked, now you have cooked food. Otherwise, it's just raw. And you can't eat it. And all the material is there in the world. But when Vishal and Chand put it together through their workers and everything and create their products, then something has been manifested through this human action, which was guided and energized by the divine within them. And the moment they become aware of that, then it is really becoming a full project. Right now, they're doing it. I don't know to what extent the business, because most people, I've noticed, we do things and we take it for granted that we have to do this, we are doing this, but we are not aware of the fact that this is this divinity within us that is giving us the possibility to do it and to do it right and to have success. But I say, oh, I did it and everything went fine. But when I really go deep into it, I say, how did it go fine? Why did it not go wrong? Why? Because of the divinity within us. And then when we do it earnestly and with absolute inner awareness, then it gets done better and better each time. You watch. The moment you become aware, Vishal, Giant, and all those who are in production and all that, that if you even put a few moments of this consciousness that the divine is there, pushing everything, creating everything, and that it is Srimad Lakshmi's grace showering on you wealth, prosperity, then your business starts flourishing. More people appreciate your products, more people buy them, more people are enjoying them, more people are happy having spent money for something beautiful. And you are happy because you're achieving your material goals, your business goals. But it is part of your spirituality, achieving that. Your work, your product is also like this farmer. He's doing it for the divine. That he's feeding human beings. You people are dressing people. The mechanic is repairing our cars. And without them, we would be lost without these mechanics. We would not be able to move. Everything will be broken down. That is where what I call open your eyes to the divine work, which is occult. And you see that the divine is working and arranging everything, but always, without exception, through human effort. Dependence on a person, he does it. If he doesn't do it, divine won't do it. I can sit here all day and tell Lord Shri Krishna, hey, please go get me a glass of water. No chance. I'll die of thirst, but the divine won't come and bring me a glass of water. But if I get up and I'm aware of the fact that I can get a glass of water from the kitchen and I go and do it, I'm doing it because there is this energy of the divine within me that gives me life. Because life, there is no life without the divine. Without the soul, the body dies. By the way, that's the only difference between a living human body and a dead carcass, dead body. The dead body has all the organs like I have. The only difference between the dead body in front of me and me is the fact that I have life in me and this body in front of me has no life. The soul is left. So it's the divine within us that is making everything possible. But we have to become aware. Because why? Why do you have to become aware? Because you'll enjoy life more, you'll enjoy your work more, and you'll be more efficient, more productive, and you'll have more fun. And then you'll be able to solve your family problems and social problems and work problems and everything with a certain amount of joy of this thing. My God, I'm 87 years old, but I have no enemies, nobody that I hate, nobody that hates me. I'm 87 years old and I've met only wonderful people on this earth. Wherever I go, people are there with open arms. Why? They are receiving the divinity within me. They feel it because I'm aware of this divinity within me. My titles are not written on my forehead. My spirituality is a private thing. They don't know. But they feel this energy of love and compassion, which is a divine energy. And they open up their arms instinctively. I don't know how often Helga has told me, my wife, it's unbelievable. Wherever you go, people are nice to you without even knowing who you are. For me, that has to do with what I transmit in terms of frequency, this awareness, this love, this compassion for this divine creation, this love for this entire creation, love for life. I'm passionately in love with this life on this divine earth. Oh, by the way, that's why you should honestly ignore things that are not harmonious. Don't get involved in reading and talking and discussing and thinking about wars and conflicts and things that are not going well. Think about things that are going well. Think about beautiful things. Don't think of the dirt a dog has created on your footpath. Think of the dog. See how beautiful he is. But people have to do this or can do this if they're conscious, that they will be aware of the beautiful things and they'll be in contact with the soul of everything, the divine energy in everything. And it is a lovely feeling. I want, even when you produce things, Vishal, that you see and feel the energy of the divine in that what you're producing, the creation, and that you're putting it together, this divine, and you're manifesting the divine now. The divine can't manifest itself without you. You are manifesting the divine in matter. So everything you create, there's divine in it. But you have to create it because divine can't create it. He's not a person, this energy. It's a consciousness. It does not have a molecular body with hands and fingers to create things, but we can. And I want to create everything that I do through this energy, with this love, with this passion for life. Because life is divine life on this divine earth. Self-reliance and self-dependence is extremely important. Stop praying and asking the divine to do something. Start contacting your inner self, the divine within you. Go within you. Calm down, and you see how much energy and power you have. And in this inner peace, you will see the solution to the problem for which you are praying or you would like to pray. Remember, what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to do it, but do it with the divine within you. And that will make a significant difference in whatever you're doing. See, if your workers, Vishal, they come drunk, then they're bound to make mistakes while they're working. And if I can remember, you or Jayanta told me that even a small mistake can cause immense damages economically. So imagine how important it is that if he gained this knowledge, this information, that there's divine within him, and that if he becomes conscious of it and does this, his work will be super perfect and even better than ever before. This is why it is important that Giant and you, both of you, since you're the bosses, that you both be in this wonderful state of consciousness, of being calm, being full of compassion and love, and understanding that these people are poor people. They have their problems. They have to face everyday life in a very different way than you both do. And if you just are aware of that and with that compassion deal with him, you will see that the production will improve. Without you having to talk to him also. Of course, I've told you that even if you say hello to them in the morning, or your wives, just say namaste to them, or go by and see what they're doing. Or when you're passing by, put your hand on their shoulder. When you're talking to them, and they feel protected, they feel loved, like the father who talking to his son puts his hand on the son's shoulders. you know. And these are little things that are what I call applied psychology. Forget psychology and all that nonsense. Do things that make people feel good. Tell them, hey, you're doing wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the wonderful work you're doing. And I'm glad that you're doing so. I know you told me that the mentality is that, they might want to, to pay them more, than they will demand more because you're happy and all that. I, I must confess, I do not know the working mentality in India, but I only know the human nature. And I know human nature always reacts positively to love and compassion and kindness. And that's divine. There's nothing, there is no such thing as non compassion in divine, or no love or hate. No. Divine is only light, it's only positive. The divine does not have good or bad, it's only good. It's us who have to decide. And through this law of karma, we know when we are right or when we are wrong. Questions, guys. I'm just talking, but you can always talk me anytime. And you are allowed to argue and disagree or add to what I'm saying. And I truly mean this, that if you have something to add, something to criticize or say, you should say so. And you should not feel shy to ask questions.
I have one question.
Yes?
What should we do in times of difficulty? What should be our mentality and what should be our thinking?
The very first thing that the mother told me is whenever you're in difficulty, calm down, stop. And don't take decisions while you're in a state of confusion and anger or difficulty and full of turmoil. Calm down first. Just breathe, even physically talking. Sit down, start breathing. Don't think about the problem, don't think of it. Just calm down, sit down, breathe deeply. And with every breath you take, repeat such wonderful mantras. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And you see that your entire system calms down. I'm talking biologically. Your blood pressure goes down, all tensions start leaving your body and your muscles start relaxing. And if you can calm down, and if you can sleep, even better, then when you're again refreshed, look at the problem, what the difficulties are in a very calm state. And trust me, I am even willing to challenge. The solutions then start coming. And there should be this, you don't pray to Mother, she'll say, please solve this problem. Just say, hey, be present. I feel thy presence. Don't ask them. You don't have to bargain with them. You don't have to ask them. This is not business. When I buy something, I have to ask the price, and I say, if I pay so much, how much would you give me, and what it is, how call it? No. With the divine, there is no business. It's just this harmony. So become one in tune with the divine, and see then how wonderfully the problem gets solved. I've experienced this millions of times. I'm saying millions because, believe it or not, when you're 87 and you have lived such a dynamic, active life, 7 days a week, from early in the morning till late at night, then you have a lot of opportunities to try out all these things. Or have to try. Otherwise, I would have been destroyed a long time ago. How many people do you know who are 87 and live a dynamic life like I'm living? And you say, hey, look, he's boasting about himself. But what do you do? This is true. I'm living a dynamic life. This is not boasting. This is fact. I could not live another life, I feel. If I had to live a life of a sannyasi, forget it. It's not for me. Ask the mother, she'll tell you. Mother saw that I was not even made for meditating. I want you to meditate. It's good. It calms you down. It's very good. Do it. all of you. It doesn't have to be long. It should not be long. But even a couple of minutes will help people, especially people who are very active and who have so much responsibilities. And I'm talking especially people like who are like architects like Ashutosh, people who are in the area of production like Jayant and Vishal. These people, they have a lot of stress, physical. So they should take the practice of coming down and then enjoying everything they do. So it's not what you eat and what you drink, it's in what state you are when you're eating and drinking. So I want you to enjoy what you do and enjoy it to its fullest. Otherwise, why do it? But you can't enjoy it to its fullest if you're not calm and composed and aware that you're eating something delicious or you're drinking something delicious, something that you like. And you will see the benefits of it. So I ask you to try. I want you to experiment and see how much fun you'll be so happy. You'll tell me that this, having done that, you have discovered the source of happiness in you once you start doing these things. And that the happiness is not in what you have and where you are, but in your state of consciousness, in your inner state, how you feel, how you react inside. Most people say, I don't like this, I don't like that. I don't know. No. When you say something, say it's because it's nice. I like it. I'd rather say that than say I don't like it. Or be quiet. So when you are in your question, answer to your question is calm down first. Don't make decisions when you're angry. Don't make decisions when you're disturbed. When you're sad, you're emotional. Okay? Try to be calm. And I want you people to know that you don't have to be saintly and very nice and kind. I'm not. People who know me know I'm a volcano when I get angry. They know I'm very impulsive. I'm very, very alive. I want to be like everybody else. Otherwise, what's the point in living on this earth? I want to be. I just want to be happy, but I also want to make others happy, so I make mistakes. Okay, I forgive myself, but I also ask for forgiveness to others to whom I might have done wrong. And this is nice when you can do things like that. So do that. Don't judge yourself and say, oh, I did something bad. No. So when you are down, when you're confused, when you're sad, when you have a problem, first thing, calm down. Breathe slowly and deeply and repeat to yourself, this is not the end of the world. This is not the end of the story. The night comes, but also the morning will come, the dawn. So the same thing in your moods and your emotions. There'll be moments when you're sad, but that sadness will go. It will disappear. Don't keep thinking about that, what is making you sad. Try and change your thoughts. Oh, by the way, this is very important that you observe your thoughts and see which thoughts make you feel good and which thoughts make you feel uneasy. To me, that is another source of joy and health, is that I don't let my thoughts guide me or govern me. I want to be free from everything, even from the divine. I don't want to be dependent on the divine because that will be giving up my freedom. So again here, self-reliance and self-dependence is very important for your freedom. You're free to decide. You have to decide. Don't be at the mercy of your boss, of God, your husband or wife. You a master over yourself. And I don't want to be. I don't want to be dominated by the divine, by nobody. But because at the same time, I'm totally aware of the fact that I am part and particle of the divine within me. So I'm totally dependent on me and I'm free. I don't have to say, will the divine accept this? Will the divine God accept this? No, no, no. I'm part of that. And I decide that this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do. And I make a mistake. I find out very fast I've made a mistake. I correct myself and I continue going forwards. You will make mistakes. Why not? That's a fun part of it. That's how you learn too. I don't know. We don't want to make mistakes, but mistakes will come. But that's not the end of the story. Oh, come on, people. Discover this power within you. And don't be dependent on God, who is somewhere in heaven. Don't be dependent on Mother or Shobindu. Be independent, because they are within you. And this independence comes through them, within you. It's very difficult to explain what I mean, but I hope you've understood. So, Radhika, when this problem passes, this problem will pass once you calm down and you give the possibility of this divinity within you to start now awakening and coming forward to bring about solutions in your brain and in everything. Matter of fact, we know in neurology, because this is one sad part in my seminars when I give them live, I would like to show on a screen or on a board how the brain is and where and how it happens, and how thoughts become actions and so on. And while some people react very fast because it's the impulse is faster than the rationale, it takes time to go through the brain. I'm talking it's physically, biologically, I'm talking that certain reactions come from a certain part of the brain which is very fast, and then the rationale part and everything needs the time because it comes from part of the brain to which it has to travel, and then you have the right solution. See, this is why science is very also important, medical science, neurology. I would like to explain these things because then it becomes easier, perhaps. Perhaps it's easier for me because I know these things, I understand these things, but it will become easier for you also if you find out how your biological brain is a part and particle totally integrated to your spiritual life. Very important. So you have to learn to be able to talk to your brain and control your thoughts and observe them and say, this thought doesn't make me feel good, so it's not allowed in my brain. And this in itself is a fantastic practice when people learn how to observe their brain and tell their brain what to do and what not to do. They do it extremely well when they're doing a mathematical problem. They are using the brain the right way it should be and all that. But they should do that also for for everything in their life, or constantly, in other words. And it'll dawn on you. Observe your thoughts and say, hey, that thought made me feel bad. Or this thought makes me feel good. And when you're sad, Radhika, try and find out what is making you sad and try to think of something more joyous. And even, believe it or not, I'm laughing, but to me, even just the thought of visualizing mother's smile and her eyes looking at me and she's smiling, everything just vanishes. And you say, this is psychology? I say, yes, very healthy psychology. Just thinking of a smile eliminates a negative frequency in my brain. And we can monitor these things on electroencephalograms and so on and so forth. Thought processes. Also through your blood pressure, through your blood value. It's very interesting. That's why psychoneuroendocrine immunology is the divine aspect of medicine. It is 100% in line with Mother's and Shobinder's teaching, this particular science, the medical science. The medical science is not aware of that. They are only aware of the medical aspect of psycho, neuro, endocrino, immunology. But this interrelationship with your thoughts, which is, let's say, psychological or whatever, your brain, psycho, neuro, talking of your brain and neurological functions, endocrinology is your hormonal system, and immunology is your immune system, and how all these very important aspects of your bodily functions are interconnected. And therefore, I certainly believe that if I created an ashram, the disciples of this ashram would progress faster than the disciples in the Shobindo ashram who did not know anything about neurology, because nobody taught neurology in those days. But I would teach people in the ashram would create, which I'm just talking like that. Then if you give them these informations and so on, I was lucky. I did not need to know neurology. I had the mother. She would explain to me everything in a beautiful, wonderful way, which my brain can never explain. Any more questions? Radhika?
Thank you. If anybody else wants to answer. No, मैं चाहता हूँ कि immediate problem
Sir,
उठा
namaste,
from
namaste,
the
sir. I have a question, sir.
Yes, Vishal.
Sir, for my kids, sir, they have science subject. In that, they teach that we cannot control the brain. So, in the when they are small only, they are teaching like this.
Yes,
So it becomes like inside
yes.
subconscious mind that they are not able to control their brain. So how to teach the kids?
Now, by teaching them, by what I'm telling them, and showing them, explaining them, that yes, if you can't control the brain, then how are these teachers, how do the teachers expect these children to learn? What they're learning is also through the brain, and the brain can be controlled. And when they are reading, they're controlling the brain, that they are not thinking of something else, they're reading. And the brain is focused on what they're reading and not focused on some imagination of what they're going to be eating when they go back home. These are things that have to be explained, and these teachers are, you can see how many ignorant teachers there are.
No, in the textbook itself, they have mentioned like that, sir. That we are not able to. Humans cannot control the brain.
No, this is the whole idea of spirituality. The best and highest spirituality is when you learn to control your brain, because it is the most evolved organism, as the mother told me, in the universe. And the mother said, my child, if you understand the brain and you explain the brain to your patients or people, you'll be able to solve the problems faster. And she's talking also of medical problems. If I can
Okay.
solve your high blood pressure through the function of your brain, just imagine what I can do.
Yes, sir.
If I can solve the tremor of a Parkinson woman through brain frequencies of mine,
So,
you can imagine what we can do with hers. So we have to
so,
teach these things. We have to,
so
the book is
how
wrong.
they are telling this? They tell that there is a voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. So
Mhm.
voluntary muscles we can control, involuntary muscles we cannot control. So,
So
like
yes,
example, they give heart and brain.
mhm. Yes, the heart you cannot control as such, but through the brain you can control the heart by calming down your
Calming down.
thoughts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Automatically, your heart beats lower the frequency.
Okay.
And you tell them something disturbing or something
Yes.
that creates fear or anxiety, immediately the heart starts beating faster.
Yes, sir.
So the brain controls all the organs in a way they're connected through the brain.
Mm.
So it's through the brain that, like when you're hungry and you think of something delicious, or you see something delicious in a window, in a shop's window or counter, and water flows in your mouth. You have not even touched that particular product,
Yes.
and
Yes.
already water is flowing in your mouth just by thought. Oh, that is a burfi or whatever you call it. Okay, so you can see what the brain can do,
Mhm.
and we can. this is what I would like. I mean, if we create courses and things like that, or lectures for children, it would not be academic things, it would be things like this, showing them how to control the brain, how to control the blood, heartbeat, because then we can show them
Yes.
on the laptop the heartbeat going, every frequency, or even the sound dub, 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 dub. And then now we say, you show them on a book or on a picture or something that's terrifying, or a movie, or you tell them something, and you see immediately the heartbeats become, immediately the heartbeats
Mm.
go up. Yeah. So a lot of interesting experiments we can do. When I give live seminars, I used to give quite a few demonstrations. I've given demonstrations of people who have had very severe problems, traumas, and right in front of the public, I'll say, if they volunteer, then they come, they sit in front. I go through the whole process of what I do and how I do, and I ask them to do, and I ask these people to think, to visualize what I'm telling them by keeping their eyes closed. And when they do that, once we finish the process, then I say, okay, now open your eyes. They open. I said, now think of that particular problem that you had and see how you feel. Does your heart start beating fast and you feel very uneasy and all that? Or do you feel the anger? Do you feel the shame? Do you feel that what you used to feel before that has been haunting you for years now? And in front of everybody, they said, funny, I'm not capable of feeling it anymore. And I met these people later also and asked them, they said, no, it has disappeared forever, because the brain, you can eliminate it. It's a message in the brain will continue having its effect on you in your subconscious mind. If you erase that message and replace it with a opposite message, let's say a positive message, then the positive effect stays. And these are things where I say that in my work, I have to teach people a lot about how the brain works in a very simple way, which 99% of my colleagues do not do and cannot do because they have never thought about all this. They're only involved in research and all that, and they know a lot about the brain, but they do not know how to apply these things to solve people's emotional problems, which is perhaps the major part. I found out that there's far more suffering in this world through love than through anything else. Now, love is a divine emotion. How come there's so much suffering caused by love? People in love, they suffer. You and your wife, you experience a certain amount of suffering when the children are away, for 2 days with a class that made a class trip or something. Yeah, it's not immense suffering or very heavy suffering, but there is this worry or thinking, oh my God, I hope everything is going well, oh, I miss them. Then in relationships of people who are in love and all that, there's so much conflict, so much pain. So many suicide takes place because of love problems, emotional problems. And these can be solved through pure brain activity by asking people to do certain exercises visually and so on with their eyes, and they can auto-program themselves. This is what all these mad people like Hitler, they did. They programmed the entire nation into a hostile force of destruction and killing, and they killed millions of people. How can that be possible? And today, everybody says, oh, I had nothing to do with it. So what, Hitler with a handful of people did it? No, the entire nation was involved in it. Everybody said Heil Hitler and things like that. They're brainwashed. And this is the idea that if I can negatively brainwash people, I can brainwash them with the divine light and divine love and compassion. And that is what we are doing right now. These seminars are there for that. To show the power of our brain, which is dominated by the divine. I love Hinduism because it's such a fantastic philosophy and it's spiritual teaching, Hinduism. It's a very high level of spirituality, Hinduism. It's not a religion. There's far more. And there's so much in it. There's so much knowledge in it. All I do is try to see that people can apply it. But it can be done only through the power of the human brain. Once the human brain is dead, there's nothing we can do. We know people, I know patients who are alive for months and months. The brain is not dead, the body is not dead, heart is beating everything, but the brain is not functioning as it should. But the moment I bring back consciousness into the brain, then they awaken and they gain consciousness and then they start living. You people won't believe what the mother has done with me. I'm so grateful to her. I don't know of any other ashram student that went to the ashram school who did his doctorate degree in medicine. Nobody. I don't know if they did in engineering or something else, but I don't think so. With one exception, I don't know if he did, Lakshman. Did he do his doctorate degree or he just did his master's in engineering? I don't know. And this is Mother's grace. She taught me all this. She pushed me. No. She just sort of, she made me one with this beautiful consciousness and this beautiful life. She didn't have to force me. She didn't have to preach me and say, you should not. No. Oh, it was so beautiful. And she told me, specialize in neurology because if you understand the human brain and you explain to people, you can help them a lot. And that's why I said, if you use neurology also in spirituality, it will become very fast. People who are impulsive and things, through neurological techniques, immediate results, very fast results. I don't have to meditate for months and months and hours each day. What nonsense. Oops. I don't know what Shubin and mother would say when I said, what nonsense. They would laugh. No. Yes, meditate. It helps you, but only to the extent it helps you. Once you see that you're spending your time just dreaming and falling asleep or thinking of other things while you're sitting cross-legged in lotus position, then get up and do some work. Do something more productive than just sitting there and dreaming. No. Shrima told me, mon fils, chaque fois tu respires, tu es en train de méditer, tu respires le divin. Every time you think, every time you are breathing, every breath of yours is meditation. And this is what is important, that every breath of yours should be a meditation and not that you have to sit cross-legged, eyes closed, and I don't know what your brain is doing when you're doing that. But I know that one can achieve the same things through the state of consciousness, and perhaps even more than just meditating. 1,000 people would disagree, or almost everybody would disagree and say, oh, what you're talking meditation is. Yes, it is very important. But is it for everybody? I don't think so. I want Vishal, I want Giant to think in calmness, sitting very calmly and thinking about their work or the specific challenge they have at work or problem they have or something that they have to solve. That is a productive meditation, that thinking on something very precise, very particular, and the answers will come, but very calmly. And at times it helps that you talk to somebody and tell them, even if that person doesn't answer like me, I don't understand about manufacturing and all that. But if you talk and if you speak and say, this is the situation, all that, what you're doing is that while telling me that, you're putting things in an order. It's like a puzzle that you're putting together because there's somebody listening to you, and it brings about clarity because you talk to somebody. But don't talk about it, don't gossip about it, don't talk to everybody about that problem. No. So somebody really particular tell you, this is the situation. What do I do? And now you have a mirror, this other person, me, let's say. Okay? So I don't know anything about refraction. Like the mirror that I shave every morning, knows nothing about the razor, doesn't know anything about shaving. It only shows my face. But this is what happens also when you talk to me about a certain problem. I'm there, and then things start getting clearer and getting better. Believe me, there is so much one can do. So much ourselves. That is living religion. That is spirituality. Every single person listening to this seminar is following a spiritual path. That's why you are in this seminar. This is spirituality. This is spirituality. There's nothing other that you have to do in order to be spiritual. You're doing it. You said, okay, my work and everything right now, I'm going to stop. I'm going to listen to what Madhuji has to say. That's good. And it'll help you. I guarantee it'll help you. When you go to the office on Monday morning, Vishal, make note of the state of affairs, and the best benchmark for finding how your affairs are is the accounting aspect. How much profit and how much investment, how much money was paid for labor and all that, and how much has come out of it. And when you look at that figure, underline it, say, okay, we had a talk with Madhuji on such a date, this is the level it is. We'll see what happens in 30 days, how things are going. And you'll find you're starting to become aware of this energy going up and down, but it's always going upwards. And that what you might not make this month, which you might consider as a loss, no. It's just a downward movement, like in the ocean, the waves, the water goes down and then it goes up and creates a huge wave. And this wave also peaks and breaks, comes down and again lifts itself. So in your business, it won't go in one straight line, it'll go, but you will see the overall dynamic is upwards. And at the end of the year, you can notice that. And at times, you might have to take 5-year periods and see how it has gone and say, hey, these 5 years, it's gone better than the previous 5 years and much better. Let's see, you will see.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. No, tell your children that
Yes,
one can train one's brain, one can control one's brain, one can learn. And then when I come, we can talk about it with them. When I'm there, then they can ask me and I can explain them things. I'll draw and explain them how the brain works, but I'm sure we have not shown this in the school, what is the left hemisphere, what is the right hemisphere. When they learn these things and they learn how to visualize, and I'll tell them, I'll teach them, it's fantastic, it's a good idea, Vishal. Remind me
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
to show them how to do things, how they can overcome problems or challenges and assignments and all that by using these very simple techniques they can do, because it's all techniques of visualization. Because that's the only way you can program your brain, through pictures. And I'll explain, but this has to be explained on a chart, how the brain is and why it's this way, why the left hemisphere is this, and what is the right hemisphere, and how we can use this knowledge to overcome what we think is not possible. What this book says, you can't control your brain. No. You can very, very well control your brain, and you can use your brain more effectively. And we are not using it. We are using only a very small fragment of our brain capacity. I would say it is less than 10%. Imagine. It's less than 10%. I'm talking of world average. So imagine the limit. You have got 90% more ahead what we can use. So you can create miracles with your brain. Virtual miracles. And we are seeing people. Yes, Shrikant.
Hello. Hello, Sumit. I have two questions,
Yes.
Sumit, related to the same topic, what you mentioned. One is regarding praying. You said just like an actor, instead of praying, so you become one with God. So one is how do we do that, Moji? And the second would be, once we become that, will our old self plans or problems, will they exist? Because you are a different person already now.
No, they disappear, these old habits and old ways of thinking, because you have now replaced it with a new technology and a new state of mind, new state of consciousness. Honest. And you'll see that you will start doing it more and more automatically because you become. And this is the whole idea. This self-reliance and self-dependence is a process of consciousness, of awareness, of being aware, of conscious. I have to. And I can do it with my energy, with the divinity within me, because there is no one else outside who's going to do it for you. And it is for me more convenient to deal with the divine that's within me than a divine who's sitting on some throne somewhere in a temple or somewhere on a hilltop. He's within me, so I can control him. I can apply him. I can activate him or be him. And that is the idea, to be him, to be the divine, to feel this Shakti, this power within us with all beautiful humility and love for this creation. Yes, and young people, talking of young students and all that who go to college, they're struggling like hell, but unbelievable what they do with their brains. What they know today, I feel that it's incredible. They are way ahead than what we were when we were their age. You know? No, we can do a lot of beautiful things by becoming a little more aware and conscious of our own power within us. This dependence on us and not on somebody else outside us. It has to be this wonderful feeling of potence over yourself, not over others, not over this world, but over yourself. And say, everything can go wrong, but within me, nothing can go wrong because I'm controlling everything. I'm happy. I'm fine. Everything is okay. So our past habits and our past way of thinking and behaving and reacting disappear because now you're a different person, you're a different consciousness, you're a different knowledge. You're doing things differently. Yes, we often make the same mistake twice, but eventually we stop making the mistakes when we see that it hurts us. Learning process. Through pain and reward. You'll see that the more you start going within yourself and not going up to the divine in heaven or something like that, and you go more and more within yourself, you'll see it's incredible. When you start feeling the presence of the samadhi within you, then it doesn't matter how many million miles you are away from the samadhi. And when you start feeling the mother's love and presence within you, it doesn't matter whether the mother is there physically or not. And this is something that you have to become aware of, that your children are not there at home, but you still love them and you feel them, you adore them, and you worry about them, but they're not at home. And so is it for things. The samadhi is not in your house. It's there in the ashram far away. Or the mother and Shobindo are in the samadhi, their bodies. So physically they're not there, but they are there. Only the body is not there. And this also mother told me, oh yeah, we'll talk about him. And she said to me, I'll be always present. And then my question, then if you're present, then how will I see you? You are here, I'm in Germany, or in America. And she told me, it is through consciousness, and then you'll feel it, and you'll understand, and you'll be able to talk to me. And she told me how you communicate also at a non-verbal level with the divine, and how you experience the divine. without this molecular presence of a body. So I used to experience it, and I still experience it the same way. So she was still alive when I went to America and all that. And I used to experience her. She used to be there. I have testimony of people who felt that she was there with me because they entered my room or something while I was having a conversation with her, and asked me that and said that they felt mother's presence. And I said yes, perhaps because I was meditating and I was with her, but I could not explain them. The phenomena of mothers and my meeting, and even now, when I have two, Shobindo, mother, both. I remember of a time when I decided that no, I don't want to do all this anymore, and that I just want to put all my money in a fantastic house and live my life with music and writing and all that, but not to have anything to do with the public or with the people. And sure enough, I was in Sedona, and Mother and Shobindo came, and I had a conversation with them, and I was surprised. It was mainly because otherwise it's always Mother, and I said, how come you are here, my Lord? And he said, the Mother has asked him to talk to me. And that is the first time that ever it happens that Mother asks Shobindo to talk to me. Because I am a hard head. As I told you, I don't want to be dominated by anybody or anything. You know. So if I decide, and I said, no, it's your problem, you look after it. You know. But no. They said, no, yes, it is a problem, but we are looking after it through you. We need you. We brought you here for this, and you know that. I said, yes, I know that, but I want to have good time. I said, you can continue having good time. And you can have good time and still do what you have to do. And then he convinced me, it's fine. That was in Sedona, I remember extremely well. Matter of fact, I have a picture of Sedona here. Who knows where Sedona is? Which state of the United States of America? Where is Sedona? I don't know if everybody can see me. Does everybody see me, Vishal?
Yeah, yes, we all can see the
Yes,
picture.
yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see, sir.
So this is Sedona. It's in Arizona. It's very beautiful. Sedona is very, very occult. Very occult. There's a mountain that there's this very special energy that, like, you virtually feel that you're being pushed upwards. It's a fantastic place, Sedona. Yeah. So anyway, we can have these wonderful conversations with the divine, because this is where, when you start identifying yourself with the divine within you and all that, then it becomes very, very, very easy and very simple. And that is the beauty of it, that the world is not just the material and molecular world. We know that there's the material world, and then there's the occult world, the spiritual world, which is occult. These are energies. And these energies are far more powerful than all these molecular things. And it is through this energy that we create all these molecular things, including, just imagine, even the atom bomb. But we create it through the divinity within us, the power of knowledge. Okay, guys, this lecture was supposed to be only for somebody left. It's good, no problem. I wish you any questions.
So I have
Okay.
a question.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
as students, we face a lot of academic pressure and peer pressure. So how do we maintain our calm and, still be aware about divine within us? Times it's very difficult during this pressure that we face. And most of the time you give a very impulsive reaction when you're stressed, and
Dikshapriya, this is the whole process of what I call, see, what you're describing me is telling me that you are still not free, that you are dominated, like majority of people, by the events outside them. The thing is, you cannot control these other people, your professors, the rules of your college, your colleagues, and all that. And there are there's a lot of garbage around. People who are truly crazy, students, teachers, instructors. So not everybody is enlightened, and not everybody is there for the same reason you are there. You are there to acquire knowledge. All that. These people are there because they have to survive. Many of them, or most of them. And today, to find a devoted teacher or professor or a doctor, I'm talking even of medical doctors, there are few. Majority of students who go in medicine are going there for earning a lot of money afterwards. So when they become doctors, their main goal is to earn a lot of money. So it has to be something that comes from inside. It has to be a vocation. You have to be inspired by it, and they are not. So you can't change that, but you are inspired just because you know that you need that degree to achieve what you want to achieve in your life, to have a professional academic training, and then have a good job or whatever. But that is you. These people you cannot control, you can control yourself. So what you have to do is to learn to become indifferent. And it's very difficult because we are seeking all the time approval of others. We are seeking friendship, we are seeking love and kindness from others. And so we are kind because we want others to be kind and all that. But once you become aware that you are going to college first and foremost for acquiring knowledge, and that it's not an ideal place, it's not a temple, it is not a spiritual center, and that these people are ignorant, and these people are people who create problems for you and who try to bring you down and all that, are people I call ignorant and totally unaware of the spiritual dimensions within them. And these people, unfortunately, are unfortunate because they are miserable. They're not happy. They might laugh, they might smile. You might think, oh, they won, they got one over you. No. These people are miserable. I would not like to be in their brain, not even for a fraction of a second, because must be so horrible what they are going through. So outside it might look, oh, she's dressed so beautifully, she's nice, she's good looking and all that, and she's popular. All the men and boys are looking at her and talking to her. But inside, she's a miserable wreck because she's not nice, because she has not understood that happiness doesn't come just by trying to take away something from others or being over others. Happiness comes by sharing it, by giving it, being kind. And I know you personally because you're close to me, and you are a kind person. You're one who doesn't want to hurt others. You don't want to interfere in other people's business. You are very reserved. You're very calm and quiet. But I know you, and I know your soul, that you are a very, very spiritual person in your own way. So I ask you to become aware of who Dikshapriya is, what you want, and say, no, I won't let these people destroy my future, my aspiration, my seeking of truth or spirituality. What you want, you know inside deeply how you want to feel. You want to be happy. You want to be in harmony with yourself and with this world. And you have learned a lot because you come to me regularly and you speak to me and you write to me. So I know perfectly well what you're going through. And my advice is not to try and change them. Because then you'll be frustrated. You say, why are they not like you? They can't be like you. Okay? Nobody can be like somebody else. You have to be yourself. They are themselves. So you can't change them. But you should not let them change you. And this is what is happening, is that they won't change you, but they will hurt you. So what you do is you put up a cult, an energetic wall between you and them. This is light, the divine light that protects you from all that. And you say, no, they can be what they want. They can be jealous. They can be envious. They can be very venomous, but it should not affect you. And if with time they will see that it doesn't affect you, they will let you be. And of course, what your colleges and all that is also terrible. Today, the schools are awful. You know, it's very, very few schools. Vishal's children are lucky to go to an ashram school, which is, according to my rating, extremely good school. And they are very fortunate to go to that school. But other public schools or private schools are terrible. So your college is terrible because this is what colleges are today. So even if you change college, it won't be any better because people are people. And you'll always find somebody who's envious of you or who doesn't like you or who just wants to hurt you for the joy of hurting. I mean, that's sadistic. But as I said, people are people. You can't change anybody. The only person you can change is yourself. And that is, for me, my joy, saying, I am the only person that can change myself. Nobody else can change me. Nobody else can do it. And when a person like me says, I don't want to be even dominated by the divine, what does that mean? I'm saying I want to be dominated by, I want to rule myself because I'm aware of the divine in me. So I can say I don't want to be dominated by the divine. You know, so be yourself and feel the presence of the mother within you. Feel that you are above all this because you're aware of what you want. So you're way above all these people and what they think and what they do because you know what you want and you're going to achieve it. So keep going. You will see, you'll be very successful. A day will come when you look into my eyes and say, yes, you are right. I'm the happiest person on earth. So continue the path to your happiness.
Yes, sure, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Any other questions before we shut down? Hey, it's been over an hour and a half now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was very nice session, sir.
You're welcome. All of you are welcome. Thank you. Oh, this is Giant. Oh, so
Yes, sir.
Giant is wonderful. How are you, Giant? How are the children?
I'm absolutely fine, sir. I'm doing good.
The children are doing well also?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Very nice. I'm very happy for you. Convey my love to your family.
Sure, sir.
And especially to your mother and father, please.
Yes. Yes.
They're wonderful people. Remember,
Yes. Yes.
they have created the base for all of you.
Yes, sir.
And they have given truly love.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that what they have done for you people and what they've done for themselves, they deserve to be very happy. So you, Vishal, and your sisters should all look after the happiness of your father and mother.
Absolutely.
Give my special love to your mother and say, I'm looking forward when I come to meet them. Or I don't know when I'll be coming to India, but we will be together. Convey my love to your family also, Giant, please.
Yes, sir. Yes,
it's nice that you're there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, folks. I wish you all a wonderful evening or night. It's late for you people. For me, it's still just 20 to 5. It's 4:40 here. 5:40. Oh, 4:40. 4:40 here. Yeah, 3.5 hours behind you people. So I wish you all a very good night. Have fun. Enjoy life. Live life with joy. Do everything with joy and passion. Give my love to everyone in your family, all of you, please. And stay in touch. I'm there. Goodbye.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you very much.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Thank you.
Namaste.
You're welcome. Welcome. How do I turn this thing off?
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Who are you?
I am Meghna Kanitkar, Ashutosh's cousin sister.
Oh, I see. Yes, he told me. I forget names very easily, very fast. Very nice. I'm glad that you.
Yes, this
I
is
hope
my
you enjoyed
daughter's
it.
name.
Very nice. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
very much, sir. It was insightful, and maybe it had started some chain of thought in me.
Very nice. Be happy.
Thank you so much.
Is the secret. That is spirituality. To be happy is to be spiritual. So be happy, and you're on the spiritual path.
Right.
Be
Thank
happy.
you so much.
It's an attitude of happiness. You should not be happy because you have what you wanted also, or no. You're happy because it comes from your soul. There's no reason for it. It's just your state of being. Say, I'm happy. I love life, and I'm going to face my life with this passion for life, and all my problems I'll solve with this love that I have for life and the happiness.
Yes.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste. All right, Radhika, you have to help me. Oh, who's this? Sharvani Kanetkar.
Yes. So this is my daughter's name. Usually she logs in with her name. My name is Meghna and my daughter is Sharwani.
Oh, very nice. Greet her for me and say, I'm happy she joined. I hope it helps her. And Sarvani, I hope you're happy and you remain happy in life. And you need me, write to me, and I'm there. I'm there for everyone.
Sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Very nice.
Namaste, Motherji. Take your leave
Namaste.
now. See you soon.
Thank you. See you soon. Radhika, turn this thing off. I don't know how to do it.
I'll end the meeting now so that 1 second, let me just stop the recording and then I'll end it.